Not bad, not bad, not bad. Shoot my own fucking video. Don't take much to do that shit. We about to do it though.
Real shit, man. Like, I mean, I don't even know what to say to niggas, man. I go to my hood and you be like, yo, what up? I be like, man, get the fuck out of here. I ain't talking to this nigga. What the fuck am I talking to this nigga for? You know what my grandfather told me? You don't get as far as the motherfuckers you talk to for no reason. You'll be successful as the motherfuckers that you talk to for no reason. What I mean is, if you spending your day talking to a nigga that ain't got nothing going on, what the fuck kind of information can he offer you? Can he help you learn something? Can he teach you something in the conversation?
I know these niggas
Leave me the fuck alone, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, they talk about it and debate it. I feel like I'm the most hated favorite. They know I'm not the one that they can play with. You got something on your chest, go ahead, nigga, say it. Oh yeah. If you feel away, nigga, do something. They don't want no smoke, they ain't gonna do nothing. Yeah, they talk about it and debate it. These mumble rap niggas don't like me. They see me as a threat more than likely. Man, all that tough Tony shit excites me. I'ma hit him where it hurts, nigga, ask wifey. Bitch, I rose from the dirt, these niggas ain't like me. I'm warning you for what it's worth, you better move wisely. I wish a nigga try me. Hooked up to a shit bag in IV. Burn him while he beefing by his teeth, they ID. Let's be clear, ain't no competition when I'm here. I only respect one or two peers, and that's me, myself, and I. Off with his head if he test out. It's no contest stop. So remarkable. Who said you was dope? Your shit horrible. Should've seen me for them bars, I would've wrote a few. About to end this verse, boy, here's a quotable. Suck my dick, don't ask who, I mean all of you. Yeah, they talk about it, I know. I feel like I'm the most hated favorite. They know I'm not the one that they can play. You got something on your chest, go ahead, nigga, say it. If you feel away, nigga, do something. They don't want no smoke, they ain't gon' do nothing. Yeah, they talk about it and debate it. I feel like I'm the most hated favorite. Let's go. Murder, my mind state ain't changed since my last rhyme. Nigga, you singing on your last rhyme. Niggas don't spit, they make words rhyme and harmonize them. And call themselves rappers, I don't recognize them. Those ain't bars, nigga, what are those? Bunch of Bryce and Tiller niggas at a rap show. Smack the colorful dreads out your head for GP. If you don't like what I'm saying, then see me. Public enemy, no Chuck D. This is what New York sound like, nigga, that's me. They all sound like the Migos if you ask me. Like a period on the first day, the flow nasty, nigga. Yeah, throw your rhyme book where the trash be. Fuck all the subs, fuck nigga at me. Well, it's time for me to end this verse. Here's a quotable, suck my dick, don't ask who, I mean all of you. Yeah, they talk about it, I know. I feel like I'm the most hated favorite. They know I'm not the one that they can play. You got something on your chest, go ahead, nigga, say it. If you feel away, nigga, do something. They don't want no smoke, they ain't gon' do nothing. Yeah, they talk about it and debate it. I feel like I'm the most hated favorite. Yeah, they talk about it and debate it. I feel like I'm the most hated favorite. They know I'm not the one that they can play with. You got something on your chest, go ahead, nigga, say it. Oh yeah. If you feel away, nigga, do something. They don't want no smoke, they ain't gon' do nothing. Yeah, they talk about it and debate it.
Yeah. That was fire from our guest that we about to bring on.
I feel like I'm the most.
That was fire from our guest that we were going to bring on in a minute. And that joint was fire, man. I got T-Maxx back.
Yeah, man. Look, New York, look. that has New York written all over it. Look, East Coast, Big East, all types of beastly rhymes, man. Dude came strong with it on it. Yeah, man.
Let me give y'all a brief rundown right quick before we bring him on. Now, this guy right here, I'm going to tell you, man, as soon as I heard this joint, I was like, man, it was that kind of like that Rough Rider energy. I kind of felt that listening to some of his music this weekend. And not to mention the Purple Tape influences on his music. He's bringing that energy back. That's what I'm liking. That's what I'm feeling. So before he blow up and start getting Grammys, you start seeing him on BET Chronicles in the future, just let him know that he stopped here on Off the Cuff Radio first. So, without further ado, let's bring on. Now I'm Nitty, y'all.
Jip.
What's going on? What's going on?
What's happening,
man?
bro?
What's going on with you?
That was the intro, man. I gotta say that's the intro, man. You almost made me cry on this over this motherfucker.
Look,
we just had to get that was the appropriate introduction. Like, we had to give people the intro what to expect, because you came in like hitting them over the head.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you, man. Thank you for having me, bro.
Look, we're humbled and we're privileged to have you on, man. Look, done like King said, in terms of what you came, with on that fire, man. It's bringing back that '90s vibe, like you said, that whole Rough Riders, that aggression, that dangerous, New York kind of vibe, man. It really made, up top, the spot. Now, I mean, keeping it hot in Big Apple. You know what I'm saying, man?
Great. I mean,
yeah.
For me,
go ahead.
For me, it's about trying to bridge that gap of what we've grown to love, the time that the hip hop that we've grown to love, to what we want to see tomorrow. That's what my music is.
Word, man. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where up top you from? Who you influenced? How you got started? All of that. Because we got to get to the essence, the genesis, before we talk about the genius.
I mean, I'm from Long Island, New York. Home of Rakim, home of Busta Rhymes, home of Public Enemy. That's home to. I live in Georgia right now, in Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Just the artist, producer. I direct my own videos. That video that you just was watching right there, that one I directed myself. Yeah, man, just the jack of all trades, man.
Man, look, we're loving the entrepreneurship, because our guest earlier, Ron Record, he also, does his own videos. And so it's great to see y'all, taking, such a, creative, handle in terms of, visually producing and musically producing your projects as well. He said, like we've always said, ain't nobody going to know how to do you better than you.
I was going to say the same thing. The man just told it up in those words that I'm pretty sure how we all feel. Every artist that's self-efficient as far as producing themselves, recording themselves, directing themselves, whatever the case may be. It really all boils down strictly to that. Like, nobody's going to know you better than you know yourself. Besides the fact, sometimes we don't want to pay other motherfuckers to do it. But
right.
Other than that, you know what I mean? Nobody's going to know you better than you, bro.
And, that type of candor, that type of self-assurance, that type of acknowledgement, I think, is essential in the craft of hip-hop, especially, for something that is intimate, because people got to understand hip-hop is the way of life, and rap is one of the elements of it. It's an
culture.
Go ahead.
Culture. That's what I it's the culture, bro. Like, that's what this album, The Crack Baby, is about. That's what everything that I do is about. Clothing, everything is about putting the culture further. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Definitely,
and
man.
Can you tell us about the new EP that you dropped, titled Crack Baby, and why'd you title it that?
Yeah, that's the album I just dropped. 12 songs on there. It's a masterpiece, man. I mean, if I didn't make it, if it was somebody else's album, I'd still be saying the same thing. That is a very beautiful body of work, complete body of work, from the production to the features, to the rhymes, to everything on there. The sound bites, everything is perfect. Where it comes from is I wanted to capture a time. I wanted to capture a time in my life and those that are around me's lives. You know what I mean? Even my mother's life, if you want, if so to say. A time in our lives, you know what I mean, where that crack epidemic was just crazy, and it reflects in the music. I just wanted to capture the time, and I feel like I executed.
Yeah, man. You know, what we call that's what we call in the hood the crazy '80s. Now, I mean, you know, '84. You know, when it jumped off, everybody was trying to get that block score. You know, off that rock. You know, making it pop and hot, man. I mean, yeah.
You know, they had a couple of words for that. Ready Rock, whatever it depends on what hood you was from, but you know what I mean. Like how I look at it like this, man. Like, you know, coming up in that time and those environments, you know what I'm saying? We all had somebody that was affected by it. Our mothers, our fathers, our uncles, sisters, brothers, whatever the case may be. So that makes us all crack babies. All of us are a product of that of that time, and we all crack babies, man. So I figured I'd just top that thing off with a nice little project for y'all.
Yeah, man. I mean, so what was it like for you, you know, in terms of putting that project together? What was it like for you in terms of the creative process, you know, like from when you first started rapping? You know, what was it like just really putting it together and conceptualizing your vision for how you wanted to express yourself?
For me, with Crack Baby, it was, you know, just going through the beat. The beat really spoke to me first. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Once I put together the sound, I had the title first, actually. You know, title and then I went from the title to the beat. You know, because I made all of the beats myself. So I went from the beat to the beat, and once I had all of the beat down to a playlist, so to speak, or track list, so to speak, the words just poured themselves onto them, you know.
I mean, and pretty much, do you from that era, you know, pretty much like you said, bridging the gap. How do you see hip hop today, from where you're right, from the position of where you were writing that album from, in terms of the art direction, in terms of the marketing, I think just the overall expression of it. How do you parallel it today in terms of what we're seeing with, you know, today's music?
Crack Baby doesn't sound like anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that my album, my music, the album that I just finished mastering the other day, I'm already ready for the next one. Like, I just
dude is working.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we fully loaded fully over here, baby, for real. But you know what I'm saying? I just think that it don't sound like nothing else, man. I just wanted, like, my reason of making it that way is I feel like New York doesn't have an identity anymore. I hope this is a sound bite. I hope it reaches those that it's supposed to reach. I don't give a fuck. Come see me. But at the same time, New York don't have an identity. You understand what I'm saying? We sound like everybody else. So Crack Baby is right now. Crack Baby is the first step into us sounding like us. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know what was dope that I noticed about your videos too was, and this is me being a film advocate. When you did the Hustler's Prayer joint, I noticed that you used the Grindhouse intro for the video.
Yeah.
Oh, you took it back with that.
Yeah, man, definitely, man. I just tried to. I am a big Quentin Tarantino fan. You know what I'm saying? I Pulp Fiction is probably one of my favorite movies ever. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely in my top 3.
Yeah. Genius concept behind that movie. I mean, when you look at, because this is all
it's like
we'll go from anything.
It's like a rapper. I look at it like a rapper writing a rhyme. That's like It's almost like children's story. You understand what I'm saying? It's so many different stories of so many different people in one movie, one story. That's like children's story. If you look at it that way, if you look at it, you know what I mean? Like, Slick Rick gave you a story of so many people. Dave the Dope Fiend shooting his dope. It's a couple people. The couple people he ran into along in that story. That's exactly how I feel about like Pulp Fiction. I think that's probably why I love it as much as I love it, because it has that hip hop feel to it. It's like a rhyme, you know.
Yeah, and one thing about it is it shows, different, elements, like you said, that convergence of events. That's a great analogy, in terms, of how you really, really break it down, because obviously from its release 26 years ago, I mean, the movie is still a staple with cinema. I mean, to just see how,
chill with the time. That you should have kept that 26 years of yourself. We're not going to tell him how old he is. No.
Look, but it also talks about how, in terms of the wisdom of it, because, you got to talk to somebody who really understands it from a perspective of really being able to disseminate, and articulate that wisdom and that academic to it. Because like you said, in the, like you had in that opening, because if you're around someone that don't know nothing, what's you going to do? You're not going to know nothing. So you got to build with scientists in the cipher. You got to build with the architects, the genius, who really construct, those monuments, that are memorable, man. I mean, when you talk about New York, and of course New York is the Mecca, it's the beginning of where it all, this thing we love and, cherished. We're all children that, that it was, that are birth from hip hop. And you're absolutely
what
right.
They like to call the golden.
What's up?
That's what they like to call the golden age. That's what they like to dub it.
Yeah, and we came from that golden age. And I think that's a situation where, for what it is, you're right. You are absolutely right. It doesn't sound like it once did. Where do you think it started changing in terms of where New York kind of began, the paradigm shift started to go awry in terms of where, New York was the trendsetters and now, they're the followers at certain levels?
I don't know, but I have to salute those like Griselda. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
We got to salute those like Rock Marciano. We got to salute those like Action Bronson. We got to salute those that still put out authentic New York music. You know what I'm saying? That
Wu-Tang. You can't forget Wu-Tang, because Wu-Tang's still going strong too.
You can't forget Wu-Tang. They can't, exactly. The brand never switched. You understand what I'm saying? There's a couple others that we can name, but I guess I'm naming the ones that are more modern today. You know what I mean?
It's okay. It's okay.
Even the ones like Joey Badass. You know what I mean?
Era.
They stand, the new era, but still holding that same torch of those that you, like you said, the Wu-Tang. You could speak of those two in the same breath. You understand?
Right.
So, I still think that it's out there. You know what I mean? It's definitely an emergence of it. You know what I mean? Of the new artist that's coming out that's still pushing that brand, man.
Nitty, and it's interesting because. Oh, go ahead, King.
Yeah, because I was also talking about one of your videos, and I could tell that the purple tape, the Cuban Linx, was very influential to you. Like when you heard that was that the moment that you was like, man, I got to do it like these dudes. These dudes, they inspired me.
Redman is the rapper that made me feel like I wanted to do it. Like I wanted to rap. Like, okay, I want to do it. I want to do that. Redman is the first rapper that made me do that. But the Purple Tape is considered, to me, is regarded the best hip-hop album ever. You know what I mean? From one to none, that is the best album that I've heard. You know what I mean? It's a couple that rivals it that's probably created by Andre Young, but or that Andre Young executive produced. But other than that, like, it's that Purple Tape. You know what I mean? But that album is probably definitely, if not one or two, if not three, the most influential albums in my life.
Okay, nigga, we about to hit niggas again with our ages because, of course, August 1st, 1995 was when it was released, so 25 years old.
Yes, it was.
What do you think, and I wanted to ask, you and King this, why do y'all think that album is so monumental in terms of the impact that it had on the culture? Because some people call that the first true mafioso album in terms of really referencing a lot of it.
Yeah, they are the first. Well, they are the first to ever reference the first black men to ever reference themselves as Italians. You never, it was always too much pride as black men. Let's be real, to reference themselves as a white man. So they were the first ones, and we talk about God body men. These are real strong, spirit. You know what I mean? Spiritual, cultural brothers. So therefore, they, for them to do that, I think that was just a big splash. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the album and the cult, like the things that they were wearing, it's so many aspects that you could talk about as far as Ray and Ghost, that album. The things that they were wearing.
Yeah.
I was talking about my fiance the other day, and I brought to her attention that Ghostface or Ray, I think it was Ray or Ghostface, but they were the first niggas to wear Versace. You know what I mean? Like, there was one of the first dudes to wear Versace like that. You know what I mean? I think Big probably was one of the first in pop, but they were up. This is this trend setting. That album is full of trends that they started that still going on today. The words that they use, the slang, you know what I mean? Things like that. I think that's why. That's why the album had an impact on me the way it is.
Now, to me, I would probably say that for one, it felt like a movie because when they did the intro and you had the John Woo, the Killer joint that set it off.
Yeah. I never watched those movies back then, so I didn't know where that was from. That came later. That was something that came later that made it even more doper to me. I into what they were about. The talk that they were talking about was the things that I was trying to do as a kid. You know what I mean? Getting Big Ace and sliding out of town to move it and things like that. I was inspired to do those type of things. So the things that they was talking about, that's what drew me to the intro. It's crazy. Once again, I was in a call with my fiance the day that the 25th. We showing our age. The 25th, the day of the 25th anniversary. You know what I mean? And we was playing it, and I'm telling my lady, like, how this intro, what that intro means, and the things that they were saying on that shit, and what, how that shit was parallel to how I was living.
I could also say too that with Wu-Tang, because at the time, it kind of felt like it sounded weird the way they was coming out, because a lot of people wasn't really understanding what they were talking about. Like, those dudes would have songs that were... This is what I'm trying to tell you.
Even they're from Staten Island. I'm from Long Island. It's a big gap as far as miles. But we are... You understand what I'm saying? We knew exactly what Ghostface was talking about, what Ghost and Ray was talking about on that intro. We knew everything that they were talking about. The slang, everything. Even if it was new to us, like we didn't say the things that they said. We knew what they referenced to. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
That's probably why that album, it holds so heavy on me the way it does as a New Yorker, native New Yorker. That's the best album that was ever created. Period.
And plus, RZA was on the zone then. Especially on the production.
I didn't even get there. We was going to go there. I was hoping that you was giving me a chance to tell you how the production was flawless.
Go ahead.
That production was better than it was on it was better than Meth's album, and it was better than the two albums that was before it. There was three albums that came before it. Old Dirty Bastards album, Meth's album, and the Wu-Tang album.
Yeah.
Those three albums, I feel the production on Ray's albums was better than all three of those. Old Dirty Bastards album had very good production on it. Very, very, very good. But still at the same time, I don't know, Ray, that Purple Tape was just something different, man. And I still don't think that I did that justice by naming my song after that. That song, I need to make a Purple Tape Part 2 or 3 or 4, like because that album weighs that much to me. Like, how do I make one song and try to sum up? But that was just really just the influence of how that song felt to me, and I just slapped that title on there. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Well, I mean, one thing about it though is, number one, you more than did it justice because you represent the essence of the culture, and more so with the rhymes on it. I guess I got to put my 2 cents on it too. The album was monumental. The album was monumental because it was really an album that would be a paradigm shift. Because it was so prescient in terms of what was going to come later on. This was an album that was an unequivocal influence of what will become that mafioso rap. I mean, because you're dealing with niggas that are actually real street niggas.
It birthed the Pusha T's and so forth and so forth. I get the young Jeezys. I get it. Go ahead, proceed,
right,
brother.
But that's the album. I mean, and we're overlooking the most basic part. Because because the fact is that tape was purple for a reason. Because that was the joke that they was pushing through the music.
Can I share the reason as a New Yorker for the rest of your audience?
Go ahead.
The rest of your audience might not know what the reason was why they took that shit, made that shit purple. They made that shit purple from the real crack era. The crack era where back in the days, they used to sell crack in vials, like little plastic little things.
And that's how it would test if it was cocaine to be purple.
No. I'm putting you on. I'm going to say it just like Raekwon. Let me put you on, son. Let me tell you how it works, son. You know what I mean?
Drop that sign. Yeah. Go ahead.
Let me give you the science, Lord. The science is that back in them days, they had the capsules and the different red, the different tops. It would be red, blue, yellow, whatever. That was your block. Your hood, your team, whoever your team was, whoever you was, that was your color. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
You had those colors, so they knew that came from you. So Ray, they made that shit. Ray and Steve Rifkin, they was sitting in, and to the last minute, he was like, "Listen, I want to have a different tape, a different color." Ray wanted a different color. I think he wanted like yellow or green or some shit. Matter of fact, Ray said his favorite color was green. He wanted green, but green, he couldn't get green. The factory couldn't give him green. The only thing that they had was purple.
Oh, wow. I did not know this.
So Raekwon made that shit purple because that was the only thing that the factory had, because he didn't want his shit to be clear like everybody else's. I want you to know where his crack comes from, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's why that nigga purple.
I'm beefing with Raekwon about this right now too, and I'm beefing with him because there was only a limited run of that. Because I got mine. I'd already heard the album. I've been heard the album, but I actually got a physical cassette in my hand.
The CD is red. That's what I'm pissed off about. You go buy the CD, that shit red. You be pissed off like, man, I don't want this shit.
Yeah, it's funny we're just talking about this, but this is off the cuff. But this is how serious me and King, we talk about this all the time. Because when I got it in 2000, because I dug through that record store trying to find that purple tape, and I could not find it. I ended up getting it in the clear.
That's a collector's edition, bro. That's what I mean. That's why he did that. You see what I'm saying? That's why he did that. That purple fucking tape is hard to find right now in 2020. You can't find that shit.
It's going on eBay. Because Get On Down 7 years ago did a repress of it, and I think it was going for like $25 then. And they had if you bought the tape by itself, it was $25, and if you bought the whole special box set and everything, it was like $400, like $200-$300. The tape right now on eBay, the original 1995 OG press is going for I think somebody up there had it for $500. They have the gray cassette. Somebody is trying to sell the gray cassette on eBay for $2,000. $2,000.
He don't even got the purple tape, but he trying to sell that shit for $2,000. Okay.
Yeah. The only thing Ray and Ghost, they sell that at they show for no $2,000. Like, dudes is really going hard.
Nah, man, that's what that thing is, man. That's what that thing means to us, man. Don't get me wrong. Now you got other albums that mean something to us like that, as far as us that come from that time. Like Crack Baby epitomized that, bro. Crack Baby epitomizes those albums. I feel like Crack Baby is a combination of that, Hell on Earth. You understand what I'm saying? Like the albums that we got all in that same period of time. Like, you know what I mean? We did get Living or Die just a year before that. Like, Ready to Die just a year
we got
before
Illmatic.
that.
We got Illmatic. We got OC.
We got Illmatic a year before that.
Life.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of music. A lot of music in that time is the reflection of that crack era, man. It just oozes that. You know what I mean? Shout out to DJ Clue, because DJ Clue was selling crack every month. Every month he was giving us crack.
Yeah, the mixtape.
You know what I mean? The mixtape
every for the fans that might be listening. We need mixtape.
You talking hip hop right now. We talking hip hop, so I'm giving it to you from a New York point of view. I just got chills by knowing that I'm about to tell you it. Every month I would travel from Long Island to Queens to the Jamaica Avenue. There was a place where you would go to in Queens to go get all your music and all that shit, like the official shit as soon as it dropped. Like we would go from Long Island to Queens just to go get Clue tapes. You understand what I'm saying? Just to hear that man scream on that shit. Like I think that's the goal of mine. I want him to scream on one of my songs just for vintage facts. You know what I'm saying? Like I just want him to scream on one of my songs. I want it. If DJ Clue, if you listening, I need you on one of my shit, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's that feeling that I just want the world to feel like. I want the world to feel that. You know what I mean? That the people will never. We can't go back, but you can feel that through my music. You understand what I'm saying?
The nostalgia you bring to it, Nitty, is just something that is just unbelievable because you really, when I talk to the young niggas out there, I tell them, there is just this undeniable essence, this ethereal embrace of what Spirit of Hip Hop meant in that 90s era.
Bro,
whether you go ahead.
I just sampled some shit from the Fat Boy. I know they're not going to know where that come from. You understand what I'm saying? I know they're not going to come. But the shit is so dope that it's going to make them go look where it's at. Like, you understand what I'm saying? The shit that I sampled is so dope. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't deny that. This is it's like what you just said, brother. Like, it's that element that is missing that they just did, that a lot of people are overlooking. Even us New Yorkers. You understand what I'm saying? They overlook it. We listen to it. We vibe to it. You'll catch 50 Cent listening to some shit that you know what I mean, on his IG. You'll catch Jadakiss listening to some shit that on his IG that, some vintage classic thing. But it's still missing from the music that's being made from us New Yorkers. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You know what I mean? That's why when you hear me talking about other New Yorkers and all of that, there's plenty of other people that's making noise and so forth and so forth. That's why you hear me talking about and praising and talking and saluting those like the Griseldas and the Rock Marcianos, like those that have that authentic sound, man. Like it still lives, it still breathes, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you think it's also a case of radio, like, people in higher ups, they're afraid of the new New York coming in?
I don't know if it's radio programming because you got Sirius Satellite, you know what I mean, and all the other places that's rocking that real hip hop, you know what I mean? But I mean, a lot of the local radios, yes, they running off of the top 40s or the top 100s, you know what I'm saying? But the real gonna prevail. Like I said, you got those that's still out there touring, that's still out there getting money, still making lives and making beautiful music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's wild, man, because when you listen to it, like I said, that indescribable era, I mean, it was nothing like, going to the record stores, buying those magazines, buying the Source magazines, seeing those new albums when they were dropping.
They'll never. I mean, I guess they get it. I mean, I get it because I'm a part of the. I've adapted to the new shit. I love when I can pop on my Spotify and I see that somebody got a new project out that I like. You know what I mean? So yes, I still get that feeling like I went into the record world or the Tower Records. You know what I'm saying? When I open my phone up, I don't know. I guess it's just me that just come from that era and I still get that feeling, but. I still get that feeling, bro. Like when I see Alchemist drop a new project or somebody, you know what I mean? I still did that.
Man, I tell you, Alchemist, that white boy is just woo.
My dream. It's two producers three producers that I dream like that I. It's like a dream come true. They say you speak it out and it'll come to existence, right? Well, it's three producers that I dream that they pressing the button, they going, "You ready, Nitty?" On the other side of that glass. You know what I'm saying? And it's Alchemist. Alchemist is definitely one. I love that fucking white boy. That's probably the dopest white boy that ever produced ever.
Yeah,
I said it right here on your show. But fucking Dr. Dre. I should have said him first because he's really first. You know what I mean? Dr. Dre's first. And then Kanye. I know us black men, we have our feelings about Kanye, but musically, I would love to hear him press
Kanye
that button and say.
Kanye, the producer, we absolutely love, even though we haven't necessarily loved his last couple of albums.
Now, us as black people. Now, we're going to take it a little deeper. We compartment motherfuckers quick.
Yeah, that's
we
true.
We get thrown under that bus quick.
We'll compartment a motherfucker quick. I love this nigga because of this, but I can't fuck with him over here on this body. Nah, nope. But Kanye's a producer, you know what I mean? That nigga, I'll fuck with that nigga. I'll dap that nigga all day. But Kanye, this MAGA hat wearing motherfucker, I can't fuck with him. Yeah, I get it though, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Kanye, the producer, bro, like that's the genius. That's like Stevie Wonder to me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, as far as hip hop, an equivalent of music, when you put it on equivalent. When you put it on equivalent as music and then you put it as a box of hip hop, that's Stevie Wonder. That's our Stevie Wonder, bro. That dude is a fucking genius, man.
But
you understand what I'm saying?
But if we keep it strictly musical, you know, when you look at strictly music, his first three albums are unbelievable.
Production-wise, we're going to stay on the production first.
Yeah,
like,
music.
Then we're not even going to go into rhymes, the features, his fashion sense and all that. It's the fucking beat.
The music.
Like it's like
the music is unbelievable.
It's like Tribe Called Quest, right? Like with Tribe, I was explaining to my girl, like we woke up, like me and my girl, we just wake up and we just going to somebody. You know what I mean? And one morning we went into Tribe, and I'm just listening to Tribe, and I'm looking in her face, and I can listen to her like this simple ABC rhyme that Q-Tip or you know what I'm saying, or Phife might possess compared to somebody like a Jay-Z. You understand what I'm saying? Or this one or that one, who my girl might be more familiar with. You know what I mean? I had to break it down to her, like why I went to go get a Tribe album. I went to get a Tribe album because I knew the beats was going to be the most quality shit out there, period, at that time. You know what I mean? And that's like with Kanye. Like, you know you're going to get the most quality. Like, Push's last album, that 7-song fucking album. Like,
Daytona,
who does
Daytona.
that?
Yeah.
Who gives you 7 songs, bro? Who thinks that album is strong enough to give you 7 songs, bro? Think about that aspect.
When you look at a lot of the stuff Kanye did, like the Brown Sugar beat, the joint he did,
The Slum Village beat.
Yeah.
We could go there. I'll give you. I feel like you gave me a random one, so I gave you another random one. Let's go random ones. Like, we're not even gonna go to the ones that's not on his album. That guy is a genius. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he's a genius. You know what I'm saying? We can go to the beat. The shit that he did for T.I. before he was Kanye. You know what I'm saying? The shit that he sampled. I think he said it was that. He sampled I Want to Be Your Man. Bro, you've never heard nobody sample that before or after. Like, that's why I love Kanye. The shit that he samples, his choice of samples is why I love Kanye. I have a 3-headed monster. Dre is one before his clarity. You want your beats to sound and hit and knock the way that it's supposed to knock. Like, you know what I mean? You want them to give the emotion that it's supposed to give. But then the shit that you sample is Kanye. Certain shit that you sample. I know y'all love this shit. Nobody, you ain't never heard nobody. I mean, you heard Kendrick use that. You heard Kendrick use that Janet Jackson the way you heard him use it the way you heard him use it, but he ain't use it the way I use it. You understand? That's the Kanye shit. That's the Kanye move. You know what I mean? It's just certain ways that Kanye used samples that nobody uses samples, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I love him for that. And my third is Diddy. My third is Diddy because I want him.
Right.
I feel like Diddy epitomizes New York production. You know, as far as the feel, that dance, like it's always from the R&B to everything. Diddy just epitomizes New York to me. But back to Kanye, like Kanye is just a genius, man. You know,
he is.
Love that.
I gotta say two things. I'm gonna one up you on one. But when he flipped that when he flipped that Brown Sugar with the Norman Connors invitation with Aya Dyer singing on the vocals, I fell in love with that beat right then. I was like, oh my God, how did he do this?
Man.
And a lot of people forget about a group from Chicago by the name of Infamous Syndicate. That was one of Kanye's first
I've heard of them. I
projects
can't act like I never heard their music, but I've definitely heard the name before.
Album was Change the Game, released on Relativity Records back in 1999. I have it on cassette. My cousin put me on to it.
You're going to make me look that shit up, too. I'm going to look it up.
You'll love it. You'll love it. You will love it. You will love it.
I'm going to give y'all one, too. I'm going to give y'all one, too. The beat that he did for Do or Die was Higher.
That was hard. Do you know he was a ghost producer for Derek Angeletti for D-Dot? So
D-Dot,
he was a ghost producer. It's a beat that on Foxy Brown's album that D-Dot got credited for that Kanye did. Like Kanye is a genius, bro. You know what I mean? Kanye, man. I just look at it's a picture that's floating like a meme that's floating around with him sitting in front of all his equipment before he was this Kanye. You know what I mean?
What was that caption? What they said on caption, Nitty? They never
before and after.
They never believe you until it
happens. Yeah, like that meme, bro. That meme is so powerful to me. Like it means a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's another picture of Dre standing in front of the boards. I think it's Death Row time. Like it's just certain like pictures. Like it's just a picture can inspire me like that. You know what I mean? Like.
What did it mean to you starting out? Because obviously you have really, really made your mark. What was that like starting out in terms of really just having a dream and an ambition and your desire to express? You know, because for a lot we've interviewed so many artists up here, and you know everybody's story is different in terms of what their journey into it was in terms of really, because you know the hardest thing is, you know, getting your craft together. The second thing is finding your fans. Thirdly is once you've got both, is getting it out to where everybody hears it. What is it like in terms of that journey, you know, from that level starting out?
I'm still on that journey, bro, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? But to start in that aspect, you know, starting out, I got a lot of game. You know what I mean? I got game. I can't even front. I taught by some people who gave me some. The things
which is great.
The tools that they gave me, like the tools that they gave me, led me here. You know what I'm saying? They led me to this conversation. So, you know, rather if it's one of the tools, I just to share some of the tools that was given to me, and like you know, the guy that put me in the studio. I ain't gonna give him this shine, but as far as mentioning his name, but the first guy that ever put me in the studio. You know what I'm saying? He taught me a lot. He taught me how to maneuver in the studio. He taught me, put it this way, right? This is a crazy shit. He never wanted me to touch the board. He never wanted me to touch the equipment. He never wanted me to learn how to make beats. He never wanted me to touch the boards. He never wanted me to mix or any of those things. But he taught me those things. You understand what I'm saying? He taught me those things by making me focus. All right, he made me focus on the writing aspect. All right, I got the writing down, so now I can watch what you're doing. You understand what I'm saying? All right, now I need to figure out how to structure songs, how to put together a hook, make this to the hook, and make that the verse. How that is the verse and this is the hook. That sounds better as the verse, but that sounds better as the hook. and picking a two and so forth and so forth. Now you teaching me how to be a producer. You understand what I'm saying? He taught me
right
when he didn't want to teach me. You understand what I'm saying? He didn't want me to touch the thing. His thing was, do you have the money to pay for this equipment if you break it? and I was just a little corner hustler. I didn't know I didn't have that. You know what I mean? So I that shut me down. I write. I'm just gonna rap. You know what I'm saying? But he taught me how to. It definitely showed me. I like to tell every artist, like, you are a producer and you don't even know it. You should always be wearing a producer hat, walking into the studio, going into anybody's studio, laying your songs. Even before laying your song, you should know what beats your voice sound best on. You should know what tempo you rock the best at. You should know. I'm not saying that you shouldn't experiment, but at the same time, you should know your pocket. You understand what I'm saying? That
right.
They like. To those that don't know what Music 101 is, pocket is knowing where you are comfortable at. You understand what I'm saying? So
right.
that makes you a producer. If you master those things and if you learn those things, that makes you a producer, bro. You understand what I'm saying? You might not be pressing any buttons or anything, but that makes you a producer in a sense of Puff Daddy or in the sense of Quincy Jones, the guy that he was trying to be. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. And, one thing about it, when you look at a lot of artists, it's always important to know, because when you're looking at your cadence, how you structure, your bars, your lines, your delivery, you got to make sure that you're within your BPM. You got to stay within that.
Not to cut your wisdom off, bro, but just to add into what you just said, like you just said.
Yeah, go ahead.
You got to. That's the producer. You got to know your to know your bars. That's a producer. You know what I'm saying? To know that this is 16 bars. This is 8 bars. Like, this is a bridge. That's a producer's role. So as an artist, and you structuring your songs, you are a producer. You know.
Yeah, and especially because the perfect song has to be a situation in terms of, like you said, knowing your pocket, in terms of knowing how to really get in that bag, in terms of pulling out the tricks of how you get the most out of it. Like, when you have on Cruiserweight Coat, when Benny kind of does a little triple time, he's like, Brazil is the label, but you niggas know better than to play with us. And I'm going to be stacking my weight until I feel like this rap you don't pay enough. Top 9, 8 years late, but you know me, I still stand up.
And then switching right back up and switching right back. I love how you just kill that like that. Boy, you better kill one of my shits like that. Now I want to next time I come, because I'm coming back soon. But next time I come back, boy, I want to hear one of my shits like that, nigga.
Yeah, But to be able to do that, to do triple time and then change it up all on the same BPM, it takes time. I think that's what a lot of artists have to understand. We see a lot of artists today that some of them, they don't necessarily, they jump in this thing called rap and think that just because they do it because it's something to do, but not understanding this is a sacred art. It's personal. You're writing. This is your expression. But they just look at it.
Let's be all the way.
Go ahead.
I watched the interviews with Redman and Redman. I'm gonna just take a quote from Redman and with a couple of his interviews.
Go ahead.
Us bro, I love to see us brothers making money. A lot of us brothers, it's those that take. Let's speak, to add in what you just said, to add on to what you just said, that you know what I'm saying? These is just what makes my way. Kids take care of their brothers, take care of their mothers, and so forth and so forth. I get that. But once again, it's like what Redman said in the same interview. Like, it's got to be a balance, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think those like that man who the bars who you was just quoting, they set a balance. You know what I mean? For them, they set a balance, and other artists out there, when they get on their shit, you know what I'm saying? They setting a balance, bro. You know what I'm saying? This has got to be a balance. The ball got to bounce on the other side of the court. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What do you think
about your crew? I was going to ask you about your crew, man. The Secret Society. You care to tell who was a part of that?
Secret Society is me and Mad Max of the moment. My co-founder, my co-partner, my partner, Mad Max. He's locked up right now. Shout out to Mad Max. You know what I'm saying? He's doing a little time right now, but he'll be home soon. You can check his music out. He's definitely on YouTube. He got a couple videos up on there. He's killing shit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I am also the newest member of the Monopoly family. John Jiggs, Rockwell.
Yeah. Man, looks like you've been busy in terms of, still, building that foundation, of fabulousness, man. I mean, look, you still constructing greatness.
Yeah, I mean, you know what John doing. I mean, John Jiggs out there. Shout out to John Jiggs, boss man. He out there killing them. You know what I'm saying? And he got, like I said, we just trying to push the culture further, man, with this authentic hip hop, man. You know what I mean?
That's what's up, man.
Definitely.
Now we know we running on time schedule. So, you have any shout outs you want to give out, bro?
Yeah, man. I want to shout you out, man, for having me on the show, man. You know what I mean? It takes real individuals to have real hip hop on these shows, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to the whole South Huntington. Shout out to Long Island, man. Shout out to everybody that went out and got that crack baby. Monopoly family.
Definitely, man. Look, we can't wait to have you back on. We look forward to it. And like I said, anytime you want to come back, you're more than welcome. I mean, definitely, man. And once again, give our listeners out there.
We can talk hip hop all day, bro. This is what I do, man. This is what I love, man. You know what I mean? We can talk hip hop all day. It don't even necessarily have to be about me. But we all talk about that crack baby. You'll get that crack baby on every motherfucking platform. You'll get it on. Yeah, I got to just plug on there. Yeah, you got to get that shit, man. This is the best album that's out right now, man. I don't care what anybody else say. What anybody else, once you listen to it, you will feel exactly how I feel, man.
Look, bringing them 9-5 vibes back and beyond in terms of that golden era with that platinum touch of genius on it, man. Look, you got it popping, man.
That's what's up, man. We appreciate you joining us, man.
Thank you for having me, man.
Man, thank you for coming on, man.
Yeah, man, we'll be back.
Definitely, bro. We be looking forward to it. So, Crack Baby out now. Get it on all streaming sites and holler at my man. Now, Nitty, if you want the physical copy as well, because he may have that coming as well. So, get on with it.
Physical copies on Bandcamp. Go get them things, man. Bandcamp.com. Now, Nitty, you can go get them physical copies right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.